Okay, so I think it's time. We're going to take off the rear suspension and hopefully I'll be able to take it south with me to clean up there. So we'll start taking the wheels off, well, jacking it up, getting the wheels off and seeing what we got there. Okay, so the wheels are off, the car is up on stands. It's also got the a jack underneath the transmission, the axle. I gave this screw a squirt WD-40. I was expecting it to be really stiff, but I already gave it a twist and it came straight out. So that's nice. So we're going to start by getting the brakes off. And then we're going to see if we can do something more with it. Now, I'll leave the handbrakes on. The screw might have come out in seconds, but the drum has taken me 2 or 3 hours to get off. So, and I know the screw on the other side is stuck, so we're going to move over to the other side now and see how we get on. Okay, these are great if you have them with you. Took a while that. I ended up, and I didn't film it, but I ended up going right once and then coming back left, and that's what did it. Right, so that drum came off a little bit more easily than yesterday's because I was actually using a good weighted hammer as opposed to the wooden mallet. So we'll take the drums off, the shoes off now, and then progress on. Okay, so we'll repeat that on the other side now. Right, I need to disconnect the handbrake. That appears to be a tiny bolt, and it's a 4mm I've got here. Oh, that's neat, isn't it? I was expecting a split pin with that. Now the other side, as you can see just here, was the traditional split pin. Anyway, what's next? Okay, so I want to get... ouch! Oh, I just whacked my head on the bumper. I want to get the handbrake completely off. So this needs to feed through here and go back to get it completely off the axle. So I think this all comes out together. So I'm going to undo this bolt. Okay, just took that out. I need to get this bolt out behind there. I can't film that, I can't get camera angle for it, so we're going to squirt it with some WD-40 and try to get that out next. Okay, so we've got that off. It was actually a 5/8, so someone's put an imperial bolt on here. But this still won't come through. Now I think actually what I need to do is undo that. I think that's a pinch bolt there, so we'll undo that. I thought I'd just show you, I've been peeling the this covering off here just to show what's underneath. There are places on the car when you peel this off and it's absolutely gorgeous under. Then you got places like this which clearly needs some repair, or at least some care and attention. Look at that. Ugh. Anyway, right, so I'm going to undo this next and see where we are, but just thought you might like to see what that noise is. But that's just getting out the Morris. We're out in the Morris. It is really very, very cosy in here. I don't know if you can see how close we are. And it's quite chilly. Okay, so we've got it out. So this pinches on here. So I'll just temporarily put it back together whilst I've got it loose, and then we'll move on. Okay, so we need to try to mount the prop shaft in some way to make sure we bring it back to the same place. Not sure if that's done it or not. Sorry about that, you got dropped. Anyway, it's apart. I put the one bolt in here, the other three in here, that way I know how it lines up. Right, the next thing I need to do is remove the dampers. Now, from the top, one is under here, and the other one is under the same thing behind here. I don't know if I can get at that from inside the car, or just from here, and actually I'm wondering if I just undo it at the bottom, if I can then just leave those dampers hanging and deal with them later, and I think I probably can. So we're going to undo them at the bottom and not worry about the top just yet. Okay, so the next thing to do is to get these radius springs out of the way, radius arms, which means getting these out of the way, and also undo the trailing arms. I don't know which one's which in terms of what they are. So what we're going to do is we're going to start though by taking off the sway bar, which has these two bolts on either side. So we'll do that first, and then move on to the other bits. Okay, so this bolt here appears to be a 5/8 again, which is quite irritating because I haven't brought my imperial bolts with me. I've just got the metric, because you know TR7 is meant to be metric anyway, at least I thought it is. So we're going to have to try this by hand and see if we can get it off. Okay, so I'm struggling to get these to budge. I got the other side out, but this side I can't get to move, and I've rounded off the head on this one. So I've got a 15mm, which I think is on there. I've got a spanner on at the back, and we're going to try again. Okay, this bolt on the other side is out. We've got this one out, where you need into two sets of mole grips and whatever else, but eventually got that out. Should come out now without having to take that one out, and I can deal with that another time. So I think next it will be to undo these bolts here and there in order to remove the trailing arms. More use of mole grips on that bolt there, but we got the spring out and we got that down. Need to remember to keep the extra jack underneath it. Holds it in place to make the screw easier to get out, but also of course there's a spring there, and so it pops down quite heavily. Okay, so it's off both sides. We should be able to lower this now. There we go. Right, I'm going to stop there for tonight. I'm knackered. I'll try to tidy up a bit, and then tomorrow we'll see if we can get the rest of the trailing arms all off and look at what we need to do to clear it up. Yeah, it is the next day. I have here a brake line which I haven't got off yet, and I think for the sake of expediency I might just cut it, because I'm going to replace it anyway. And I'm really stiff and achy still from yesterday. So yeah, I'm going to cut that and then wheel it out. I've just noticed that I managed to break the, I guess it's breather hose or breather pipe or whatever, or something, on the diff. Not sure when I did that, but I know it was there at one point, so I'm going to have to fix that as well now. Right, I've been trying to get at those screws to get them out, but my dad doesn't have the right tools for it. And I'm not going to go and buy a new set. I'll have to deal with that next time. So that means I haven't been able to get the dampers out, which we'll have to wait on. So after much effort I've managed to get this bolt so that it will turn. The nut is off the other side, but I can't get the bolt out. Now the bolt will turn the whole way around, and also this moves freely, and you can see that the bolt's not moving with it. So there's a sleeve, a metal sleeve, you can see it here. So there's a metal sleeve inside the bushings, and so that bolt must be rusted onto that metal sleeve, and the sleeve is then turning inside the bushing, I think, because you can see the bushing. Is that bushing? Yeah, you can see the bushing turning in there. So the bushing's turning, which is, so it must be, you know, broken on the inside and turning on the inside sleeve. And so the only way to get this off is to cut it. And I've been trying, but really it's just so laboriously slow and boring that I can't be bothered. with that. So I am going to I don't have my cutting discs with me and all of that, so I'm going to deal with it next time and bring that up to make sure I can get it off and have to deal with it then. Okay, so we have most of the rear suspension and rear diff off. We got that one off, the other one's still on the car, as we just saw. Both of the tie rods or trailing arms, or whichever they're called, are free. All of the diff is off. We have one spring, a sway bar, a second spring, and we've also got the exhaust off, and you can see it's in pretty good condition up to here, and then it's pretty rusty. But we have a brand new one that was in the car when I bought it. So we've got a complete exhaust system there, which is nice. Now I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take the petrol tank out as well, because the one problem that we knew about when I got the car was there was something in the petrol pipes, and so you needed to run the engine however they were doing that from a local tank. And obviously there were a few other problems, but given that we know about that one, we need to deal with it. Where's the tank? So if we come under the car and have a quick look. So this is the state of the tank from the outside, and I think I really want to get that down